Hi, this is a video about how to deploy VMware Operations Manager. Our objective is we want to get VMware Orchestrator onto a small lab environment. So here, this system is running actually on an Apple Mac Pro server. And we got a few VMs on here. There's not a lot of space on this server, unfortunately. So what we really want to do, this is a Mac Pro, 12 CPUs. Xeons are on it. There's not a lot of storage on this thing. I think I got about 500 gigs on SSD. Anyway, what I want to do is I want to deploy an OVF that has the VMware Orchestrator contained in it. My objective is to get VMware Orchestrator running on here for a demo and maybe some lab work. So I have downloaded the OVA file. So now we're going to open that file up, deploy the OVA template. So here this file is called Operation Manager Appliance 6.2. I wanted 7 and I have 6.2. I'm not sure if I can even find or get 7, but this is called vRealize Operations Manager Appliance, which is what I want to do. I have a window open here on ESXi 6.0. Going to deploy this OVA file. So here we can see that 1.9 gigabyte file, 1.5 gig on disk, 2.74 gigabytes thick provisioned. I would probably feel better with thick provisioning, and I know that I don't have that much on this server yet. So what can we get rid of here? Okay, let's get rid of this node 2 and see if this will get rid of it. Give us more space. Delete this node from disk and it's gone. Let's now try and deploy this thing. See if we can get this thing running here. I don't really want to do a thin provision. Of course, this is going to probably wipe me out of space on this small server here. But I do like thick provisioning, so. Actually, I'm a small lab environment. I'm going to go extra small. So let's go extra small on this. Available space 234. Okay, so I still don't have enough space. I think I need 275 or something. Not going to work. Actually, it looks like this thing will go. It's letting me do it, so let's do it. Nope, we need more space, so we could do it with thin provisioning. The problem is I won't have enough space on here for anything else, so let's try it with thin provisioning. See how that works. Accept the license. There's our appliance. I'm going to go extra small on this thing. Okay, I'm going to do thin provisioning, which this should be enough space for that. Let's see how she goes. Okay, so it looks like it is now installing. Let's see how this works out. Anyway, this thing is a little difficult to download. You have to apply to VMware for a trial and simply find this thing. I was able to find it with the Vsphere download. And so when you get a trial, you want to download everything you might need, because the trial could expire and then you still want to play around with stuff. So you want to get a hold of the software while you can get a hold of it. Or else you got to make a new email and try for another trial. But VMware is pretty liberal about letting you download software for trials. So while we're waiting here, this is actually a Mac computer, and I'm running Windows on it. So I have that running as a virtual machine, and if you do a Command F, you'll find it'll revert back to the Mac software. So it's kind of fun to the only way to really run these VMware tools for installing, at least me running the Vsphere, is to run it under Windows. That's the Windows binary you get from the site. Actually, you download the Windows binary from the ESXi server. So that's kind of what we're stuck with here. And I'm running VirtualBox here. So down here you'll see VirtualBox, which is running Windows. And we could actually show you while this thing's installing what this looks like. So if you have ESXi 6.0, say, running on a machine, and you put in the IP address, I'll put an HTTPS colon, and I know it's at 192.168.1.222. That should give you, once you accept a certificate from this thing and add an exception, you'll see the ESXi 6.0 download page. So here we can download Vsphere client, which is what I did for Windows. So that's why you need Windows. And when you click on this, it'll say, yeah, go ahead and download that VI client for 6.0. So that's what you put onto Windows. So that's how this works. There's also some other things you can do in here. Probably these are going to make you jump onto a login page, I bet, at VMware. Let's see how these work. Yep, takes you right to VMware. So those aren't directly off the server. Anyway, enough of that. Let's go back to our Windows machine here. So on the Mac, we'll do a Command F to go to full screen with our virtual machine on Windows. And it'll seem just like a PC. So we'll switch into full screen mode again. So what happened? Well, it says it deployed the operations manager successfully. Well, let's be happy about that. So now here's our operations manager appliance. So what if we open a console and turn this thing on, see how it goes, see if it blows up or not. It's probably going to ask 10,000 questions. Certainly will, I bet. Okay, well, looks like it wants to boot up. Hit enter. Well, it did boot up. It's booting up. There comes some kind of Linux coming up. Let's see how this thing goes, if it works or not. It's starting DHCP 4, so it's trying for an address. I got one. Probably off my Wi-Fi router. Waiting for network to come up, installing SSH. So it's doing some install stuff here. So since I only want really operations out of this whole thing, it's going to be interesting. I want orchestrator, so it's going to be interesting to see what this thing installs. Looks like we're generating certificates now. Did the first boot directory, and now it's running install.ssh. So we can take a look and see how busy this thing is. All my VMs are off except for this thing because I wanted to have some horsepower to install this stuff. So let's see what's going on here. It's not doing much. I don't see anything pinned here. The CPU's not pegged. Or is it? Yeah. Okay, well, the CPU is running pretty hard here. So it's doing some compute, I suppose. Let's see what else is going on. How's our disk drive doing here? So it's doing some pretty heavy disk operations, it looks like. Memory, what's this thing taking in memory here? It looks like it's taken almost 7 gig. Consumed 4 gig. So that's within our limitations. This thing has, I think, about 8 gig in it. What do we have in this thing? CPU cores. What's our memory here? Okay, so I got 12 gig in this server, 13 gig in this node, in this ESXi host. So yeah, 4 gig isn't going to kill this thing. Okay, let's go back and see what's going on here. Okay, well, we're still running install SSH, so I'm going to stop this video now and wish you all a good day, and we'll see what happens when it finishes, okay? Thanks for watching, and have a great day.